Well, anything that questions or threatens the ruling Communist Party of China, including any political, religious, and cultural information. This applies to free speech, state and foreign media, in print and online. Internet search results for terms like democracy, revolt, or student strike are allegedly blocked. Even information about politically charged events like Tiananmen Square is restricted because it shows a side of history that the government wants to suppress.
U.S. President Barack Obama's inauguration address on Tuesday was broadcast live around the world. But for Chinese state media, some of his comments apparently hit too close to home.
Recall that earlier generations faced down fascism and communism not just with missiles and tanks, but with the sturdy alliances and enduring convictions.
As soon as the translator said the word communism, the live broadcast from China's main propaganda station, CCTV, faded out the audio. It had already cut to a CCTV anchor by the time Obama said this.
To those who cling to power through corruption and deceit and the silencing of dissent, know that you are on the wrong side of history.
Here's a clip of the live broadcast from CCTV. The commentator is apparently caught off guard.
Recall that earlier generations faced down fascism and
我曾经回忆过，在我们上一辈人，他们击败了法西斯主义和共产主义。但是，之所以能够做到这一点，是因为我们有。
吴汉英，现在奥巴马还在做他的就职演说。
Former Chinese President Jiang Zemin may or may not be dead. The Chinese government won't say. And if you live in China, internet searches using his name are being blocked tonight. It's kind of hard to look at. I was a little bit younger there. Here's what happens. Here's the difference. You want to see the difference between the two countries? Let's say you live here in the United States and you heard the rumor Jiang Zemin may have died. Well, you might do what many Americans would do. You could go to Google and you could type in Jiang Zemin's name. If you wanted to see that news, you touch down on the keyboard. On comes Jiang Zemin, you do your Google search, and you would find out right here. The latest news would pop up, including China censors web searches. You see some background, you see some photos. We do this every day. When a subject comes up, we go to Google or another search engine, and we do it. But here's how this would have happened if you were in China today, and you were following a social media site maybe, and you heard this rumor. You would go to your internet connection, you would go on your keyboard, you would type in Jiang Zemin. When you hit search, this is what would happen right here. A couple of things about biography, but here's the key point right here. Censorship. According to relevant laws, regulations, and policies, some search results were not shown.
Protests over press freedom in China turned into scuffles today in the southern city of Guangzhou. Supporters of the Southern Weekly newspaper, known for its relatively freewheeling style, faced off with Communist Party supporters. The showdown has been brewing since New Year's Day. Staffers say censors forced them to run this tribute to the party instead of a planned editorial calling for political reforms. The journalists went on strike, and they quickly drew support from local people who laid chrysanthemums at the paper's headquarters to symbolize the death of free speech.
This act of suppressing the freedom of the press should be changed. Otherwise, it is going to be detrimental to the public interest of knowing the facts.
I'm here to say the Southern Weekly is not alone. There are lots of people supporting them.
In response, the communist-run Global Times newspaper warned no media outlet can occupy a political special zone. But the protests quickly drew support from scholars, celebrities, and microblogs across China. And late today came reports the local Communist Party chief has offered to let Southern Weekly's journalists avoid punishment if they call off the strike. In addition, censors would lengthen their leash on the paper's content. The dispute is played out as Xi Jinping is ascending to the leadership of the party and the government, amid hopes he might allow some political reforms. Despite